Hello. Go over to here and go live too. We are live, people. We are live. Yes, we are. Come on, guys. Oh, man. I'm so excited to be here today because it's just been crazy over here. So I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited that we're able to do this today. So let's come on and see what we got for the last week. By this time next Sunday, we'll be talking about, how it went, how RUN4 went on our neck of the woods, how it happened, how we ran it, what we did, everything. So let's do it, guys. Because we've got a couple updates. We got a couple updates that are exciting and everyone needs to get on board with. Trying to make sure that I streamline all the information because this is going to be short. It's going to be just 30 minutes. It's going to be short. See, I wore my hoodie today. I wear gold for my angel son because I feel like it's important that we acknowledge why we're here and why we're doing this. And we are going to this week that is going to be Akanimo's birthday. So June is going to be amazing. It started off good, well, with little scares here and there, but we are handling things. We are doing good. We are pushing forward. We are doing the work that we can do, trying to stay consistent and trying to just push ahead, because as long as we are breathing, we got to do what we got to do, right? And if you are like me, you just try to take it one day at a time. But at the same time, you're trying to do the best that you can. So come on, guys. I got a couple updates for you. I got a couple updates on our patients. So we talk about a little bit of that. And so we're going to talk about a little bit about our patients, and then we'll get into the updates for RUN4 2025. Just to remind everyone of what the plans are, and some people are going to be meeting up. But most of all, just to let you know, if you had a t-shirt last year and you have a t-shirt this year, please, if you have a t-shirt last year and have a t-shirt this year, please go ahead and use your t-shirt. And we are getting a couple complaints here and there about the t-shirts and good feedback. I'm loving all the feedback that I'm getting. We are going to be working with the team to make sure, every year we get better. So make sure that we get better. We are sending out surveys at the end of this event to just get everyone feedback about the event, how the event was, where it's happening, so that we can see how we can do better next year. So that is the plan. But for now, we've got a couple updates to start. Like I said, this is not going to be a long session. Some people over here where we are, they don't have power because we had a big storm. Not a hurricane, but it was just a storm. And some people had their power knocked out. But I think a lot of people's got it restored right now. Hi, everyone. Hi, Queen and Catherine and Heidi. These are my regulars. Thank you guys for being here. I'm happy to see. I'm happy to see everyone. Thank you guys for being here. Please, let's keep the chat active per usual. I want to start by saying thank you to everyone that sent their birthday felicitations to Michael. If you look at that boy, you know, I, as someone who has looked at her child and literally seen her child's body like disintegrate before her eyes, see my robust fine boy become like a bag of sticks and bones, my heart breaks every day. I have had people stop me to say, I don't know how you do this work, you know, with your experience. But it is exactly why. This is exactly why we are doing this work. You know, imagine children who would not be able to get care if we were not in their lives. This is as hard as it is to look at this child and say, oh my God, this is, but that is exactly why. It was his 16th birthday. And the feedback that we got, the videos that we got, it was so, you all saw it. He could barely smile, but the joy was just so evident. He wanted to hold his cake. He wanted to, like any 16-year-old boy would. And so just being able to do little things like that to bring joy into the lives of these kids goes a long way. Hi, you drag, welcome. Hi, Samuel, welcome. And so being able to be there with these kids to bring some joy into their lives, to bring some laughter into their lives, it goes a long way. It's not always about the big thing sometimes. But also, he was in the hospital for treatment. You know, Yesterday, I got an email that he's getting discharged from the hospital today. Of course, we went in there, we paid, for his discharge, for him to be able to leave the hospital, spend some time back home with his family. But the main thing is that he's supposed to have this radiotherapy. He's supposed to have this radio. That is the next course of treatment for him. He's been on chemo for a bit now. He's been on chemo since we met with his family. That boy is so resilient. That boy he's been as if a life with sickle cell wasn't hard enough. As if that we are from Nigeria, we hear and we've seen, some of us had classmates or colleagues that have sickle cell disease, and we know just by itself how painful and debilitating and actually fatal it could be. And so to have this boy go through life as a sickle cell warrior and then now add cancer to it would be devastating for anybody. And that is why I am so grateful to everyone who, just by seeing his photo and reading the post, reached out and said, how could we help? Every little thing that you sent helped. And it looks like we are getting there. Okay, the thing about Nigeria is that you're paying out of pocket for everything, every medical treatment that you get. You're paying out of pocket. I mean, there's a small percentage of the populace that has access to HMOs, but that's not a lot of people. And so most times when something comes up like this, every single thing you pay out of pocket. And we got to pay 2 million plus for him to get chemotherapy and radiotherapy. And people started donating, people started giving us, just putting something towards that. It's amazing what we've been able to raise over the past 48 hours. And I'm hoping and I'm praying, please, if it touches your heart, even if it's $10, $20, $50, whatever it is that you want to give, 100,000 to you want Nigeria account, we have Nigeria account. You want USA, you are in Australia, wherever, we can make it work. We have PayPal. You can donate towards and indicate that it's for Michael. And I can assure you that we would have the funds to be able to pay for that immediately. The thing is, the money needs to be complete before we can pay. Because what happens is that and I've tried it before. The very first time, this is back in 2023, we tried to pay for a patient's radiotherapy. And I was like, okay, I think it was 1.8 million naira. Then I said, okay, let's pay 1 billion, and then we'll balance. This child is gonna getting 20 days of radiotherapy. So this is a month. Halfway through, we'll pay the. And they were like, no, it's okay. You can keep the 1 million. When it's complete, in 2 weeks, you need to pay everything before the start. That is how this works. And that is why our patient treatment program is a very important part of the mission, because this is the work that directly affects the children that are trying to access treatment in Nigeria. This is the hard part. They're actually trying to get life-saving treatment, and then every kobo, every dollar, everything you put towards that is actually like impacting their lives. So that being said, Michael is not the only kid on the block. Michael is not the only child. We have about 10 kids right now in various different stages of treatment. And over the last week, we have been, we have a protocol, we have a process for taking on these kids. We don't just take kids on. This is work that involves their medical team, the medical team, the social work team, the hospitals, our liaison officers that are on ground. A lot of things go behind the scenes because this is money that people are giving out of the goodness of their hearts. And so we have to be sure of where it's going and what it's doing. So there's a vetting process that happens before a child gets on board with us. We got a child from the doctor, and the initial diagnosis, what they thought was a lymphoma. And we were able to get a sponsor for that child because, the treatment plan was a pretty straightforward. This is just like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. When we came into this child's life, he was in the ICU, barely able to breathe, and getting treatment for that. And they said, well, once we are able to start chemotherapy, things should get better. And so thankfully, we were able to get a sponsor who doesn't want to be named. And we sponsored the treatment for that child to start chemotherapy at the time. And so that child immediately started chemotherapy. And then, so 2 weeks has passed. And then we get the news just this past week, in the past 3 days, that is not a lymphoma, is leukemia. Is a type of leukemia called AML, acute myeloid leukemia. And with this one, the doctors think or feel, even though presently he's responding to the chemotherapy, but he's also needing a lot of blood products, which is platelets and full blood and all this. And I also think that the only curative thing that's going to work for this child last is going to be a bone marrow transplant. This is way out of, we cannot afford that. We really cannot get into that. But we are working and brainstorming on ways to put together resources that the family can work with and help them to be able to see how they can find someone or somebody who can help. So there are things that are out of our control that we can't help with, that we just do not have the money. We wish that we could have the money to. First of all, bone marrow transplants are not done in Nigeria. And secondly, it is very expensive. For this child, the quote that they are getting is 120 million naira. We do not have that kind of money. And so this is not the only child. We have another child, same hospital, same diagnosis or similar diagnosis because it's ALL, and they're also talking bone marrow transplant. And so these are kids who need to even be kept alive to even consider a bone marrow, because you're not just going to wait. The cancer is not just waiting for a bone marrow. kid still needs to be on chemotherapy. The kid still needs to get blood products, platelets, and platelets in the hospital where they are is 800,000 naira. And sometimes this child may need more than one a week. So cancer is treatment is expensive. It's really expensive. And that is why I appreciate everyone who goes out of their way to put a little of the money that they have towards helping these kids. I want to thank people who are monthly donors, and I want to encourage everybody to consider being a monthly donor, no matter how small. You can opt to give. You can schedule it monthly and just, you know, it's going to help in some way. These kids need to get blood work done. They need to get x-rays done. They need to buy medication. Even between when you get chemotherapy and the next cycle of chemotherapy, a lot can go wrong. They can get infections and land in the hospital. They can need to be on antibiotics. They can need uh, blood work, x-ray, all kinds of things, Neupogen, which is what helps you build back your red cells. And so these are all things that are needed. And so I'm constantly, you know, trying to manage the little resources that we have amongst all the kids, and still having to do other parts of our mission, which is raise awareness, talk about these things, try to get people to help and come on board to help, volunteer, do the work, and of course, research. Anyway, so we have like 4 new kids on board, so we need more money. Please consider donating more often, consider donating all the time. And talking about donating, guys, have you looked at our goal? We are almost there. I didn't even know. My husband called me this morning and said, have you looked at the goal? Oh my God, we are 9,000. We are almost at goal. So now we need to go above goal because we need to make enough money to sponsor the program itself. So don't think that we are almost there, but we need to go above and beyond. We need to do more. We are overachievers. This is who we are. We can't just say, it's almost 10. We need to push it. I'm thinking that we could do another 10K this week. If you guys feel me, let me hear you in the chat. If you think that we can make, okay, let's not do too much. Let's say 5. Let's say 5. Let's make a goal of $5,000 this week and see if we can make $5,000 extra on the $10,000 goal before Run for NIMO 2025. We are doing this for NIMO. We are doing this for NIMO's 18th birthday, which is Friday, which is why we are coming out on Saturday. Which is why we are doing all of these things. Guys, let's push ourselves. Let's push our friends. If you have a friend that has not donated, it's time to tell that person it's either you donate or I cut you off. I block you. Yeah, we are going on block. Anyway, that was just me kidding. But thank you guys so much, so much, so much. We are doing a great job. I'm looking at our fundraisers and I'm looking at, oh my God, you guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody who's created a fundraiser, who's donated, who's planning to come out on Saturday. You guys are getting me excited. Now, I think over here, I really don't know what to expect. Over here in my neck of the woods, I'm trying, but I'm trying to really, 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 really like temper my expectations because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going to happen. And you guys in Nigeria are intimidating. Nigerian people are intimidating me, which is why I'm going to just keep quiet about what is happening over here and let come and talk about what is happening in Uyo. And so that let's know. All right, guys.
Hello, everyone. Hello, how was your day? Hope we are all good. Okay, so Uyo is going to be massive. You know how Uyo people normally are. So Uyo, we are taking off from NTI, that's Nigerian Christian Institute. It's on IBB Way. We're taking off from there by 7, and then we just might be pushing 150, 200 people. I'm telling you. So normally there's a forum for youth There's a forum for youth, and then we are going to be starting off from there. 7 o'clock Saturday, we all meet at NCI, go around, grab a route, and then come back to NCI. We're going to have people, some have bought the purple t-shirt, but we are also going to have a lot of the volunteers who have their t-shirt before now, and you have to wear that too.
Okay, I don't know what's happening with her network. Hello? Hello? Nigerian network must show itself. Okay. All right. So from the info that they fed me, let me relay secondhand information. Let me relay secondhand information. So apparently, Uyo people are on a whole other level, which I appreciate because that is my roots. That is my roots, and I'm so excited that they have put together this awesome program where which might feature up to 200 people. I mean, I don't know how they did that, but it's amazing. The plan is to meet inside NCI. If you're an Uyo person, you know where NCI is, you know what NCI is, you know where it is, you know how to get there. But the caveat that I heard, which I think that we should really, really, really point out, is that you should be there by 7. Be there by 7 a.m. because this is part of a larger program. So they need to, just start on time and finish on time so that they can get on with their other stuff. So 7 a.m. on Saturday morning, be there, which means you should leave wherever you are in New at least 6:30 to get there. So please reach out to anybody that you know, you like we say, t-shirt or no t-shirt. The t-shirt isn't the big deal. The t-shirt is not a big part of it. The t-shirt is, if you could afford it and you're able to get it, good and fine. But the important thing is for you to show up. The important thing is for you to do the run or the walk with your people, and then, of course, post on social media, hashtag RUN4NIMO 2025, hashtag Academic Cancer Foundation. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Please, somebody should get a drone and fly over the thing so that we see if the numbers that they are trying to tell us is going to be the number that will be there, because Uyo people will not do us for 19. Yeah, but I'm so excited. I was really excited when these plans were told to me, and I'm grateful for everyone who's put together this, taken extra steps to make sure that this plan works. By next Sunday, we'll be able to call their names properly and thank them properly. But for now, I just want to say shout out to all of them for the good work that they're doing to put this together, and the honor that they have given us to come out on that day and raise awareness for childhood cancer and childhood cancer research. I am really, really excited. You guys make us feel so loved. You make us feel so awesome. And I really appreciate you guys for that. The same thing goes with Ibadan. Ibadan, in terms of numbers, Ibadan is the next big number for this, at least for RUN4NIMO. I know that they are meeting in front of UCH gate, and then they have a route that they're taking towards Sabo, which they have mapped out, and they are sure is 5 kilometers. So that is going to be exciting. Ibadan, from what we heard last Sunday, also has other things going on. They are going to be doing some kind of awareness thing in between. They're not just doing a 5-kilometer walk, they're doing some awareness things in between, and also trying to do a bungalow, like you used to do when you have when we were in school and they would do rack day. You build bungalow and having people to do the body. I mean, say good luck to them for all these awesome plans that they have made. And it's exciting to see our volunteers take ownership of the work and, do this grassroots work to really talk to people about childhood cancer and spread the news and the mission. Now, Abuja, what I heard is that it's happening in Jabi Park. So it's happening in Jabi Park. And if you have a t-shirt, you need to be out there in Jabi Park on Saturday. And they have their own flyers. Uyo has their flyer, Ibadan has their flyer, Abuja has their flyer. These people are not playing. So you guys, if you are in Uyo, Ibadan, I think they have a meeting point. Kanu, Kanu, the information that I got from Kanu has a smaller number, but they're also running or walking or whatever it is that I think they're doing a walk. But they are trying to meet with the health commissioner of the state, to talk about childhood cancer in view of this event, which is amazing, which is so thinking out of the box. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so great. So I'm really, really proud of what Kanu is doing. We got information from them that we are supposed to give back, send them some stuff to help with the work that they are trying to do. And we are working on that already. So that is just awesome. Now, Lagos. Due to the nature of Lagos and all the other things that are happening in Lagos on Saturday, I hear that there's going to be some road closures, there's going to be some chieftaincy thing going on in certain parts of Lagos. Please run where you are. Do not try to get to meet with someone, or unless the person is your friend or family, or you live close by, but there is not going to be a central place where everyone is meeting to be able to do the work or run. So feel comfortable running where you are. The most important thing, this goes to everybody, the most important thing is to make sure that take photos of yourself. If you are a worker, or there are people that go on regular walks, you know that once you leave on your walk, you have to put on your timer to measure your 5K. You can take a photo of your 5K to show that you've completed a 5K, and then you put it side by side and make a collage with a picture of you walking or running on that day, and then you hashtag. What's the hashtag, guys? Someone tell me the hashtag, guys. Tell me the hashtag in the chat. I'm going to wait. Tell me the hashtag in the chat, guys. I'm waiting. Seriously, I'm going to wait. What's the hashtag we are using for this event? I can't see anything. Let me check if anybody here has answered. Nobody. What is it? Yeah. Run for NIMO 2025. Run for NIMO 2025. Please add the 2025. You can do Run for NIMO. You can do Run for NIMO, then you can 3 hashtags: Run for NIMO 2025, and hashtag Academic Cancer Foundation. Yes, Run for NIMO. Yeah, Run for NIMO 2025. That's the hashtag. Please do not forget the hashtag. That is what gets the algorithm to know something is happening. Academic Cancer Foundation is one word. Run for NIMO 2025 is one word, because that's how the hashtag works. You got to put it as one word. So that way, then when you have up to like 10 or 20 hashtags, it will trigger the algorithm to show that event to more people. So Run for NIMO 2025. Please. Right, Academic Cancer Foundation. Yeah, that's it, as one word. Everything is one word. Run for, and make sure your 2 hashtags don't touch. So when you do hashtag Run for NIMO, you put a space before the next hashtag. You don't all put it together. If you put it together, it's not going to work. I hope I'm making sense. Run for NIMO 2025 is the hashtag. And um, let's post as many photos, as many videos as we have available. We are also going to take steps to make sure that we give access to one person per city to be able to live stream on the page. So we are going to work on that. We're going to work on getting a hashtag on the, getting a live stream on the page for each city. So we are working on that. Hopefully within the next couple of days, that should happen. That should be done so that we know what's going to happen. But we are so excited. I am excited because this is the best possible way that we could have done this. This is the best possible way that we could have remembered Akanimo. This is the best possible way to, you know that what we are doing is for good. What we are doing is to touch other lives. What we are doing is a good thing, a good cause for children. We are helping in making the world a better place. So that somehow, maybe we'll have more kids like Deborah surviving cancer, like White surviving cancer because of the little that we are doing. So that is the hope. For all this thing that we are doing, the hope is that we are working towards a world where no child dies from cancer. The mere pain of what they go through, the absurdity of the procedures that these children go through, all the hardship that their body endures. This is why we are doing this. And I want to say that I love you guys so much because every project that we've had, everything that we've planned to do, you guys always show up and you're like, yeah, let's do it. How are we going to do it? What do you want to do? It is the support that really, really touches my heart. And I want you guys to know from the bottom of my heart that I really appreciate this. And I know that it's going to be a successful event. I know that it's going to be a successful event just because of you all. I know that it's going to work just because of you. And it is working already. It is working already. So thank you for being on this journey with us. Thank you for being amazing in every way. Thank you for being loving for children that you do not know, children that you're never ever going to meet. For most of us, we're not even going to see them. But you know that the work that you are doing is touching their lives, that they're able to survive another day because of what you're putting out into the world. And I appreciate you guys so much for that. I love you guys so much for that. Because just by me coming out here and putting this together and saying, this is the mission, this is what we are doing, you stand by us and you say, yes, let's do it. So thank you guys so much. And, we are only going to grow higher and higher and better and better. And that's all that's going to be. So as we look forward, as we enter this week, that's going to be Karima's 18th birthday. Yeah, get a little cupcake on June 13th, Friday, and say happy birthday to Akanimo for me, wherever you are. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.